Hello to all of you, our viewers. We're glad you're able to join us for this latest edition of the news. My name is Serge Nhore. We'll begin with the headlines. Anti-corruption week activities have begun in Rwanda's judicial sector. Rwanda's military prosecution has announced that Brigadier General Ezekiel Kakwerere is soon to face justice for his crimes. Now straight to the details. Rwanda's Chief Justice Domitier Mukanaganzwa has acknowledged that statistics on staff within the country's justice sector who were convicted of corruption and related offences is proof that corruption is a problem in courts and that combating it requires the collective involvement of citizens. Adam Squizera with the details.
Over the past 20 years, the judiciary has dismissed 57 employees, mostly court clerks and judges, after being found guilty of corruption-related offences. Meanwhile, within the past 3 years, the National Public Prosecution Authority has sanctioned 17 of its staff members for corruption and related crimes. The Prosecutor General, Angelique Habyarimana, explained that the measures being taken to completely eradicate corruption within those institutions.
It is essential that every sector puts in place strong efforts to follow up on failures in service delivery. Where responsibility is established, those accountable must be prosecuted, and where corruption is identified, it must be dealt with decisively through the law. This requires close collaboration with the judiciary and active involvement of citizens, as their participation and vigilance are critical. Such collective action is necessary if we are to eradicate corruption completely and restore trust in public service delivery.
Statistics from the Rwanda Investigation Bureau, RIB, show that from 2018 to 2025, 73 RIB staff members were investigated for corruption, of whom 50 were dismissed. The Deputy Secretary General of RIB, Konsole Kamaramaka, emphasized that corruption is a crime that cannot be tolerated.
Among these cases, some individuals have already been sentenced by the courts, while others are still under prosecution. So in the investigation sector, when an investigator found innocent, but there are others that we think can lead to corruption, can be sanctioned by a disciplinary committee.
In the legal profession, 4 lawyers have been prosecuted for corruption-related offences, leading to the immediate loss of their professional status. Chief Justice Domitier Mukanaganzwa reminded justice sector staff that providing quality services to citizens is not optional, but a duty they owe to the nation.
Corruption is a very serious problem that requires collective effort to combat. Fighting corruption is our duty, and this battle is ongoing. As our colleagues know well, our responsibility is to deliver quality services to Rwandans. While we may take the note that we rank third in East Africa, we shall not be complacent or consider that position satisfactory. Our goal must be to do better and to continue strengthening integrity and accountability in public service.
Activities planned during this anti-corruption week in judiciary sector include media discussions, outreach programs in higher learning institutions and universities, the hearing of corruption cases currently before the courts, engagement with court staff on the harmful effects of corruption, among others.
Thank you, Adams, for that report. Now, members of Parliament serving on the Committee on Land, Agriculture, Livestock and Environment have begun a 5-day field visit in 15 districts across the country aimed at monitoring the implementation of the National Environment and Climate Change Policy. They commended the measures put in place to address the impact of climate change, saying they are yielding positive results. The visits began in the districts of Rubavu, Nyagatare and Burera. In Rubavu, the members of Parliament visited a flood control project in the Sebeya River catchment area. Protective walls and dams have been constructed to retain Sebeya's waters, which had frequently caused flood-related disasters for residents. In Nyagatare district, they visited the Muvumba multi-purpose project being implemented in the sectors of Karama, Gatunda and Rukomo. The project is 46% complete and will help irrigate crops on 10,000 hectares, generate 1,000 kilowatts of electricity and supply 50,000 cubic meters of clean water. They also visited a number of schools to assess how waste from electric equipment and materials used by students in science streams is collected and stored in a safe manner. In other districts, the parliamentarians will visit and assess how expired chemical residues used in the laboratories of schools teaching science subjects are stored in a way that does not pose risks to the environment or human health. Now, Rwanda has started performing surgery on patients that are suffering from type 4 epilepsy that cannot be treated with medication. This is the first time this kind of epilepsy surgery is being carried out in the Great Lakes region, as patients who suffered from the condition used to travel to India for treatment. And Gladys Benima now with the details.
A team of neurosurgeons and neuroradiologists from different countries is working together with doctors at Kigali University Teaching Hospital to carry out this surgery. The first patient to undergo the operation is a 39-year-old woman who has lived with this illness for more than 15 years. The type of epilepsy this patient was operated on, for which is the same condition affecting 7 other patients who will also undergo surgery this week, is a form of epilepsy that appears to be resistant to all medication. This illness has had various negative effects on both her and her family. This is the first time such an epilepsy surgery has been carried out in Rwanda, mainly because there are previously no specialists trained to perform this type of operation. That is why this activity has been combined with training, where Rwandan doctors and students studying neurological medicine are learning from their counterparts from hospitals in Barcelona, Spain, how to conduct this surgery. This will leave them with additional skills that will help improve epilepsy treatment in Rwanda. This was also highlighted by Dr. Muneza Sevelia, a neurosurgery specialist at the Kigali Teaching Hospital.
This is the first time that you are going to have epilepsy patient operated on to treat the condition. It will take 5 days of the week, starting today, and they will have 8 candidates who will benefit from this surgery. It's usually known that epilepsy patients are treated through medication. Majority of them are controlled by medication. But in some scenarios, patient may receive 1 or 2 medication without improvement, and continue to seizure maybe daily or weekly, so that it indicates that there is a failure of treatment on medication. So those patients who are selected today are those who have been on different types of medication and never improved and continue to seizures. The problem is that each seizure causes brain damage. So this is to prevent further damage to the brain. Patient will have a chance of recovery at about more than 80%. So those who don't recover may continue the medication and or can be reassessed to see what happened. But majority of them, in a very good percentage, will recover and will get off medication after treatment. Neurosurgery in Rwanda has a history of about 20 years only. It's a very young specialty, surgical specialty, and like any other country in the middle and low and the middle developing countries. So epilepsy surgery is not common surgery. It's classified as functional neurosurgery. It's not common in many parts of the world. Even in our region, I don't have any idea that there are some other areas that they practice this type of surgery. So, as Rwanda and well located in the East and Central Africa, I think Rwanda is going to lead this type of development.
Epilepsy is a serious health condition in Rwanda and has a significant impact on Rwandan families as a whole. A study conducted in 2024 by a team of neurologists from various hospitals in Rwanda and abroad shows that more than 70,000 people in Rwanda live with different types of epilepsy, and the condition is most common among women of childbearing age.
Thank you, Enola. Now, Rwanda is preparing documentation to register Umuganura on UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The announcement was made by the Rwanda Cultural Heritage Academy during a meeting that brought together its partners on Monday here in Kigali. During the meeting, it was noted that registering Umuganura on the list of intangible heritage would bring many benefits to Rwanda. Once Umuganura is approved, it will join Intore on the list, which have already been approved. Now, a delegation of students, that is senior military officers from the Rwanda Defense Force Command and Staff College, that includes both Rwandan and allied officers from friendly countries, is in Addis Ababa for their international study tour as per the college scheduled program. On their first day, program, they were welcomed at the Embassy of Rwanda by Ambassador Charles Karamba for an exchange on the most of their programs in their period of stay in Addis. Again, at the Ethiopia Ministry of Defense, they were received by the high-level military leadership there and briefed on several issues related to their study tour requirements. Now, Rwanda's military prosecution has announced that Brigadier General Ezekiel Gakwerere, the former Secretary General of the FDLR terrorist group, is currently in custody of security organs and that there are plans to hand him over to justice so that he can be tried for the crimes he is suspected of, including the genocide against the Tutsi and other crimes against humanity. The military prosecutor general, Colonel Charles Sumanyi, has noted that Brigadier General Gakwerere possesses extensive information related to activities carried out together with the FDLR operating in the forests of the eastern DRC. Colonel Sumanyi also stated that Rwanda's security organs still have questions for Gakwerere and that in the coming days he will be brought before justice. When fighters from the AFC M23 coalition captured the town of Goma in January last year, Brigadier General Ezekiel Gakwerere was among the FDLR commandants arrested. He was handed over to Rwanda in March for prosecution over crimes he suspected of committing that include crimes that occurred here in Rwanda back in 1994. Now, a part of those crimes he's suspected of is having a hand in that is allegations against him include involvement in the group responsible for the killing of Queen Rosary Gicanda back in 1994. At the time, Ezekiel Gakwerere held the rank of lieutenant and was among the soldiers serving at the non-commissioned officers school, Eso Butare, where he was said to be highly trusted by Captain Ildefonse Nizeyimana, who was the then deputy commandant of the school. Now, as Rwanda continues to make commendable progress towards self-sufficiency in the production of high-yield quality seeds, the Rwanda Agriculture and Animal Resources Development Board has introduced to farmers improved potato seed variants. The potato seeds welcomed by the farmers are the Ndamira and Victoria variants, which are expected to help them farm without the frequent application of chemicals, as they are tolerant to the potato disease commonly known as late blight, as well as the effects of climate change. Agricultural partners note that increasing the availability of reliable seeds on the market is a major step toward promoting agriculture based on knowledge and research. In 2024, Rwanda adopted a new law governing biodiversity, which sets guidelines for research on improved crops. Under the government's National Strategy for Transformation, the agricultural sector is expected to grow at a rate of 6% per year, with production projected to increase by 50% over the next 5 years, with technology placed at the forefront in helping the country to achieve the objectives. As always, it's been a pleasure being with you, and I do look forward to it again. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.